Sometimes, hatred doesn't manifest through harsh words or overt actions. It hides in sarcastic jokes, in seemingly well-meaning advice that subtly drags you down. Have you ever felt close to someone, yet their presence makes you doubt yourself? Carl Jung once said that the shadow, the part of ourselves we refuse to acknowledge, is often unconsciously projected onto others. Hidden hostility can quietly wear you down before you even realize it. In this Carl Jung motivational speech video, we'll uncover 8 subtle signs that someone might secretly resent you. Stay until the end, because the truth may surprise you. Sign number 1. Veiled sarcasm and hidden insults. One of the first signs that someone might be talking behind your back is their use of veiled sarcasm and subtle jabs. Hostility isn't always expressed outright. Sometimes, it sneaks in through snide jokes or cutting remarks disguised as humor. These people know your weak spots, and they won't hesitate to target them. But the moment you push back, they retreat with familiar excuses. "I was just joking. Why are you so sensitive?" Or, "Come on, don't take things so seriously." This behavior can be deeply unsettling because, on the surface, their words may seem harmless. But when sarcasm becomes a pattern, especially when it repeatedly attacks the same vulnerabilities, it stops being humor and turns into a clear sign of concealed resentment. If their comments consistently make you feel belittled or ridiculed, and if the theme of these remarks remains unchanged over time, don't mistake them for harmless teasing. In reality, they're a manifestation of repressed hostility. According to Carl Jung, the shadow, the part of a person's psyche they refuse to accept, is often projected onto others. So, when someone repeatedly targets a specific trait of yours with sarcasm, it's not just an attack on you. It's also a reflection of their internal struggle with aspects of themselves they cannot come to terms with. Sign number 2. Subtle sabotage. Sometimes, your success can feel like a threat to those around you. While not everyone will admit it, some may quietly try to hold you back. This sabotage doesn't come in the form of open criticism but through half-hearted advice, misleading conversations, and seemingly innocent mistakes. Small bricks unknowingly building a wall between you and your goals. At first, their actions might appear accidental. They might forget to tell you something important, overlook key details, or unnecessarily complicate things at critical moments. You may brush it off as carelessness. But if this pattern keeps repeating, especially when it matters most, it's time to ask yourself, is this really just coincidence? Or is it a subtle way of keeping me from reaching my full potential? Paying attention to the consistency of these behaviors can help you recognize whether someone is unconsciously or deliberately sabotaging you. Carl Jung explained that when people lack the courage to face their own failures, they might unconsciously project their disappointment onto others. Some people don't want to see you succeed because it reminds them that they're not where they want to be. Sign number 3. Silent competition. Some people can't witness your success without feeling like they're falling behind. To them, every step you take forward is a bitter reminder of what they haven't achieved. Instead of celebrating your progress, they choose to overshadow you, either by diverting attention to themselves or downplaying your accomplishments. Have you ever noticed that every time you share good news, they immediately respond with a story about themselves? When you talk about your success, they rush to boast about something similar, or even more impressive. At the core of this silent competition is insecurity. Those who struggle with it can't stand to see you shine because your light unintentionally highlights their own shortcomings. If every conversation with them feels like an unspoken contest, chances are there's a quiet resentment brewing beneath the surface. Carl Jung once said that the shadow in each of us causes people to see in others the qualities they cannot cultivate within themselves. That's why those who feel inferior tend to bring you down or compete with you. They don't hold you back because they hate you, but because your success forces them to confront their own helplessness. Sign number 4. Superficial support. Jealousy rarely announces itself. It often hides behind the mask of false concern. Those who harbor silent resentment won't outright refuse to help you, but they'll downplay your struggles, find excuses to avoid being there for you, or suddenly become powerless when you need them most. And when you finally achieve success, their congratulations feel forced, empty, or insincere. This becomes most evident during life's critical moments. If someone close to you is always absent when you need them or reacts indifferently to your achievements, they might not truly value you. Significant moments in life reveal who genuinely supports you and who merely watches. If someone you consider close consistently disappears in times of need or offers a lukewarm response to your success, it's time to ask yourself, do they genuinely care about this relationship, or are they only keeping it for their own benefit? Sign number 5. Control disguised as concern. Control doesn't always come in the form of direct commands. Sometimes, it wears the mask of concern. Certain people take it upon themselves to decide what's best for you, constantly undermining your choices and planting seeds of doubt in your mind. But their true intention isn't to help you grow. It's to make you believe you can't stand on your own without them. This subtle form of control often hides behind seemingly sincere advice, making it difficult to recognize. But there's a way to see through it. Ask yourself, how do I feel after listening to them? If their words leave you feeling more insecure rather than more confident, you might be dealing with a form of emotional manipulation. Carl Jung argued that the need to control others stems from a deep fear of internal chaos. Those who can't manage their own inner turmoil often try to dominate other people's lives as a way to mask their own sense of helplessness and insecurity. Sign number 6. Spreading criticism and rumors. People who secretly resent you rarely express it to your face. Instead of confronting you directly, they choose to speak behind your back, spreading criticism, twisting facts, and distorting your image in subtle yet damaging ways. This behavior is particularly dangerous because it affects you indirectly. You might not even realize it's happening until you start facing the consequences. If you notice a sudden shift in how others treat you, colleagues becoming distant, friends acting strangely, it could be a sign that someone is poisoning their perception of you. False or exaggerated rumors are powerful weapons in the hands of those who harbor resentment. They don't just tarnish your reputation. They slowly isolate you from your surroundings. Carl Jung explained that the need to tear others down often stems from an unconscious attempt to rid oneself of deep-seated insecurity and weakness. Always remember, gossip reveals more about the gossiper than the person being talked about. Sign number 7. Lack of joy for your success. People who genuinely care about you celebrate your achievements. They stand by you not only in tough times, but also when you succeed. However, those who harbor jealousy will find it hard to hide their discomfort. Envy isn't always obvious, but you can sense it in lukewarm reactions, forced smiles, or sudden topic changes whenever you mention your success. If you excitedly share an accomplishment and receive a dry response like, "Oh, that's okay, I guess," or they immediately shift the focus back to themselves, chances are they're struggling to suppress feelings of jealousy. Jung once said that the inability to be happy for others reflects an unresolved inner conflict. Seeing you achieve what they desire reminds them of what they lack. That's why they minimize your success with phrases like, "It's not that big of a deal. I've done that before." Or, "You could have done better." These aren't just harmless comments or personal opinions. They reveal an underlying discomfort, resentment, seeping through their words and gestures. Behind their indifferent reactions might be a silent envy, a feeling of inadequacy, or simply the unwillingness to see you move ahead of them. If someone struggles to be happy for you, and instead reacts with coldness or subtle irritation, it could be a sign that they're hiding emotions they don't want or can't admit. Behind their detached demeanor may lie quiet jealousy, an unspoken sense of inferiority, or a deep-seated reluctance to see you surpass them. Sign number 8. Body language and hidden signals. Hatred isn't always expressed through words. Sometimes, it reveals itself in the smallest, unconscious details. Averted eyes when they should be meeting yours. A forced smile that never reaches their eyes. A sudden change in tone, or a heavy, unspoken tension between you. These subtle cues often speak louder than words. People can mask their true emotions with polite words, but their body language can't lie. If someone pretends to like you but secretly resents you, you'll notice it in the way they behave. Their smile feels off. Their hands tense up when you mention your success. Their voice slightly shifts when they compliment you. They avoid eye contact at key moments. Jung once said, "The body and the subconscious never lie." Even when someone tries to hide their true feelings, the face can smile, but the body whispers the truth. Some things don't need to be said aloud to be felt clearly. If you sense an invisible coldness, an unspoken distance, or an uneasy energy between you and someone else, trust your intuition. Body language, no matter how subtle, carries the truth that words often try to conceal. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel for more deep insights and motivational speech content on life advice and life lessons. Thank you for watching until the end. See you in the next video.